Ladies and gentlemen, Rocket League has been hacked once again. Last time it was with the Nexto bot. People were using a bot, a very, very high ranked bot, to play for them in ranked games, get in SSL, get in top 100. And this time, players are just simply turning invisible, which is insane, okay? Absolutely insane. Players are getting into the top 100 with this. There's a player at rank 17 right now who is using this this hack. So yeah, we're going to look at a replay and show you guys what it looks like to be playing against a player that is using this hack. And that'll be in a second. I actually recorded that replay yesterday. Today, I got a little bit more information about this hack and what's happening. So I'll share that with you guys now. Now, this is what the hack looks like when a player has it on their screen. As you can see at the top, you can enable an invisible loadout, and you can also enable anti-invisible. Now, from my understanding, and I do have a limited understanding of this, but I assume what that means is that if someone else is using this hack, then the player can still see their car. At least that's what I assume. Now, in the box underneath, you can see there is an items and titles box, and that means you can get any item and any title that's in the game. So players can have alpha boost, alpha wheels, as you can see the car has on the screen, any item, and this displays for everyone in the lobby along with the titles. In the bottom left, as we can see, this player has the 5-time world champion title. That is actually in the game. I think Cyanix put it in just in case they needed to give it out to someone. So these players who have this mod can get access to this. So it's interesting stuff. Obviously, this is really, really bad news for Rocket League and especially Epic, of course. I think especially the items part, if people can just simply get every item and it's displaying for everyone, not only themselves like you can do with Bacchus mod, but for everyone on the screen, that's pretty bad news because no one will have any need to have any items or buy any items anymore with this mod. So yeah, it's poor stuff. Now, this hack is being sold in, I think, 2 separate Discord servers. And this is from someone that has spoken to some people that have bought it. So I'm going through multiple people to find that information out, and that's what I found out this morning. And it's being sold on 2 separate Discord servers, and someone thinks that around 30 people have it right now, which they are using it in the highest rank in the game. It probably isn't a concern to most of you watching this right now, but maybe soon enough they'll pop up in lower ranks as well, which would be massively concerning for the majority of the player base, because coming up against something like this, you already have a tough time beating them if you're on the same skill level. You have to be really a step above the person using this to actually beat them, which we'll get onto the replay in a second. I then spoke to the person who's claiming they found this exploit. Now, this person called Envy, I think he's a 14-year-old person who just finds these exploits in game and reports them to Epic Games and receives money in return. I know that is a thing you can do, and he has done it on multiple occasions. These are some of the videos of these guys finding this exploit for the first time, basically.
Wait, what if I sync my items in game?
Yo, look at my screen.
Oh, cool. That's something.
And I also hear my audio from your point of view.
Wait, I'm invisible.
Now, I don't think this exploit was found, with particular intent to use it in ranked. I'm not, a modder or programmer or anything of that kind, so I really don't know the ins and outs of that sort of thing. But I think that these guys just find exploits and, like I've said before, report them. Now, I don't know who is distributing this out. I think it would be easy to find, but I don't want to give too much credit to those people, and I don't want you guys trying to find this mod and buying it. But I do want to equip you with a couple tools or a couple tips to what you can do in game if you do come across a player that is using this. There are a few things that you can look out for, and we'll speak about that in this replay. Shout out to everyone that has, helped out with sending me replays of this. I have only used one player's replay, and that's Nuqqet, who is, a very, very high ranked player, who is playing against, one of these opponents, and he does pretty well in the game. Let's get into it. Now, that replay was recorded yesterday, so I do mention a couple things that, might have changed from the intro that I just recorded now. But yeah, just bear in mind that, and don't get too annoyed at me if I repeat some things that clearly aren't true or I've already said in this video so far. But yeah, let's go on to the replay. This one is a little bit different, and I'll kind of let you see it for yourself. You probably saw from the title and thumbnail already. The player is invisible. Okay, how on earth can we win? The player is just simply invisible, and we actually have a luxury in this replay. Okay, and we actually get to see the nameplate. The player who we're watching is a very high-ranked player, Nuqqet. He's been, I think, top 10 in ones at least, numerous times. I think maybe even higher than that. Very, very high-ranked ones player, one of the best in the world. He gets to see just simply a car being, just stood still right here for the entire of the game, okay? Just in the kickoff spawn, wherever the kickoff spawn was. He doesn't even get to see the nameplate that we get to see here, okay? So we have a luxury here. We understand what our opponent, what Nuqqet's opponent is doing here, and we get to see that at least. Now, he doesn't. He just sees the ball moving around the pitch, okay? Which is almost impossible to beat, right? Now, the advantage that he has is he is one of the best in the world. His opponent clearly isn't. Now, that's not to say his opponent isn't a high-ranked player. His opponent can speed flip, as we can see from the kickoffs. His opponent is matching Nuqqet's speed here, which means he's speed flipping. So he's clearly high-ranked. He's clearly not that bad at the game. He's got some decent mechanics, some decent car control. But that all being said, he's not one of the best in the world, like, the player we're watching here, who's, just missed an open net, for the video, of course. He knew this would get into an Apparently Jack YouTube video. It's a common theme to miss open nets here if you're new. But that's beside the point. We're 2-0 down, and how on earth can you beat an opponent who you can't see, right? We're just conceding. And I'll be kind to us and just skip ahead. We've conceded again, okay? It's 4-0. And it's starting to look like this game is done in, just completely done, right? We do get a kickoff goal, and that's maybe what we have to rely on. Now, I will speak a little bit about what we can do here for the rest of the replay that we're going to be watching. What can we do if you guys come across an opponent you can't see? Because that is seeming to be quite a common hack right now. Really quickly, I'll give some background. I'm pretty sure this hack has been around for a while. From my knowledge, but it's now become public and people are selling it. That's what I have heard at least, or been told by a few people. Not, proper sources, but that's just the general opinion going around right now, and people reaching out to me when I tweeted about it and stuff like that. Now, if you play an opponent like this, because I think a lot of you will at some point, which is a bit infuriating, you have to challenge every time. Okay, you can't react. So plays like this, even though we didn't concede, they're bad. Plays like this, they're bad. We can't wait for anything to happen. Okay, you have to go for the ball over and over again like this. Sticking close to the ball. I even think going back for boost like this is a massive mistake. If our opponent was smart here. By the way, it doesn't even let us switch POVs. Okay, it doesn't even let us switch POVs. If I show you, we go to player view. I mean, it shows that the player is in the lobby if you look at the bottom, but if I just stick on his camera, I'm just here forever, okay? But back to the point, I wouldn't even go back for big boost pads. I'd flick early like this. That's great stuff. But yeah, never go for a big boost pad unless it's right in front of you, because you'll just be conceding goals. Now, the low rank in our opponent is coming out there, as we can see another open net miss. Like I said before, he clearly knows he's being featured on the channel. It's a common theme here, like I said. But 3-4, both players missed open nets. It's clearly an even game, as we can see. Apart from one player, not being kind of visible here. So bit of a mountain for Nuqqet to climb here, but he's not doing bad. 3-4 at half the game left. It's not bad, and you see the opponent. He's trying to be sneaky. he's clearly smart. I'll give him that. As much of, you know, as annoying as it is to admit, and of course I'm not saying, you know, he's that smart of a player, but he's got at least, you know, 2 IQ about him. He's faking kickoffs because he knows that the opponent will most likely just hand him the ball. He's going for bump plays. As you see here, the nameplate, if we, you know, look at the nameplate, he's going in front of the ball trying to demo Nuqqet when he doesn't see him. That's a fantastic challenge. I don't think Nuqqet knew he was getting demoed there, but he just jumped to, you know, challenge the ball and cover the high option and the low option both in one. So it was a good play. The kickoffs are going to be so hard for him to win because he has no idea what his opponent's doing. Yeah, see, again, we can see the opponent is low ranked. The issue is if you guys come up against an opponent that is evenly ranked to you, plays like this, you'll just concede from. You can't go for big boost pads like that. I mean, we left on that open. Luckily, we didn't concede. And of course, I'm being harsh. You know, plays like that, great. You know, we're making the plays early. And like I said, I am being harsh. You know, I'd probably do worse than Nuqqet in this situation. He's playing this very well. You have to challenge here, though. Again, we avoided the bump, which is absolutely fantastic. I would try and challenge earlier, but avoid the bump. I mean, maybe he hears the opponent. I don't know if they hear the opponent. That could be why they're jumping so perfectly, which is interesting. If they hear the opponent coming from, maybe that's a, you know, advantage. You're practicing, you know, your sound control in the game, which is an important aspect to practice, by the way, guys. Especially when you can't see your opponent. Like, you know, the common things in Rocket League when you have ball cam off or when they're invisible, which always happens. Now, 5-4, a minute 40, and that's a kickoff goal, sixth goal. And it's not bad. It's really not bad. We've got 6 goals in a row, and he's clearly starting to adapt. He's challenging earlier, and at least when he does challenge, he's covering as many options as possible. And yeah, he's closing the space down well. You just have to go, yeah, that's perfect. Drive challenges like the one you've just seen Nuqqet do will be your best friend, because if you don't get the ball, you're at least going to get the car, or the lack of car here, the player. We do get demoed, and we're going to have to defend. I just chow. Yeah, you have to challenge, and you also have to challenge goal side as much as possible. So obviously, if we challenge and, you know, we're not covering our net, simple, it's just going to be open for, you know, this player to shoot. It's tough. I'm not saying I'd do any better, or we should expect, you know, Nuqqet to do any better in that situation, but those are the types of things you have to be doing if you do come up against this opponent. Sorry. Again, I think Nuqqet hears the player flip away. He has to, else he wouldn't have understood, you know, not to chip that. He does miss another open net. There's been about 4 open net misses this game. 6-5. Can we hold on? Oh, that's hard. That's a good bump. He gets a bump on the opponent there, I think. Actually, maybe not. He recovered quite quickly. I can't tell. You know, I don't know if he did get a bump. I'd just chow. That's a good fake challenge as well, though. See, yeah, fake challenges could work, I guess. It's so hard to understand what to do, but you're still playing someone that's reacting to what you're doing. So fake challenging over and over again could be an interesting strategy if the ball is rolling, okay, or just floating, because that means they have the ball on top of their car. Wow, that is an interesting challenge, and that's just going to be a 7th goal. So Nuqqet, I'm sure, very happy with this one. Being able to beat Hacker is something, you know, isn't something that everyone can say they've done. Kickoffs aren't going great, though. This could be difficult to defend. He's done well, though. Again, can't go for big boost pads. You just always have to cover the net. Oh my god, look at, like, if we go to free cam here, look how much this guy's trying to bump him. He's not only hacking, he's also being ratty in game. I couldn't think of a worse combination of than an invisible player bumping you as well. 8-5, that's the game. That's the game. And fair play to Nuqqet, man. That's absolutely insane stuff. Yeah, to be able to beat a player going invisible like that isn't something to scoff at. And 10 seconds left, as long as you defend this last attack. See, plays like this aren't hard to defend because you see where the ball is in relation to the opponent. If the player was smarter, he would dribble at an angle and just go for hook shots, because you can't truly tell what your opponent's doing, you know, from this guy's angle. If you go for hook shots as an invisible player, This guy doesn't know if you're going to cut it, you know, and just kind of wrong foot them if they try and challenge you. They don't know if you're going to fake. They don't know if you're going to shoot or just simply hit it at more of an angle and take it around them. This player is clearly, you know, not the smartest in this instance, because you know, when you have the ball on top of your card, it's easy to know where it's going, right? This player can't change the angle without it being apparent what's going on to Nuqqet here. He sees through and through what's happening to the ball there. So, you know, not the best play if you're invisible to ball carry. But guys, that is the hack. There is a hack going about in Rocket League. Unfortunately, you might see it in your own ranked games. Hopefully, after this video, you might be a little bit more prepared with, you know, a couple things to do if you do come against this. It's annoying. The players using it are usually just pricks. Like, I'll just say that. Like, excuse my language, but like they're usually just toxic as well, from what I've seen in you know, screenshots on Twitter, because they think they're like they just, you know, I don't know what it is. They seem to think they're better than everyone because they're using the hack, which is incredible. But yeah, hopefully Rocket League ban this soon. Anyone from Cyanix or Epic Games, if you are watching, please get it banned ASAP, because yeah, this will ruin ranked games and take people's MR. We've already seen a player get into the top 100, you know, games with this hack. So, and a 5-time world champion tag, by the way. Don't know who that is, but interesting stuff all around. Guys, do let me know if you came across this hack in your own ranked games. There is also a bug that this does happen to, you know, your teammates and even yourself sometimes, but that's different to the actual hack. This guy that, you know, is shown on screen can do it every single game, so it's a little bit different. But guys, do let me know in the comments if you came across this, and yeah, other than that, let me know if you won. I want to see some wins. Maybe if you win a game against a player doing this, send me the replay. I'd love to watch it and show it on another video. But yeah, interesting stuff going on in Rocket League. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, a little bit of a different one today, do leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.